Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here.
There we
So
go.
right now there is a very serious situation involving the streamer Dr. Disrespect. If you've been on
Mhm.
social media over the past 24 hours, I'm sure you've seen his name popping up all over the place. So since his ban from Twitch back in 2020,
Yeah, curious what inappropriate means in this case because Twitch settled this rather than pursuing. Good question. Oh, and by the way, uh, he was ranging me up but claims it was, yeah, weird. I thought I heard something about that, but before I forget to mention it, if you, like, anytime you guys want to use the TTS with the channel points, either like bits or channel points, I don't have a problem with pausing if we're in the middle of a react. I'll pause it to hear the teats. So if you pop it, if you guys send a TTS, I'll be happy. I have no problem pausing the video to let the TTS play. I won't let the video play over your TTSs, and I'll actually respond to the TTS if you guys ever want to send, just in case anybody was wondering. So
a lot of people were trying to understand the reason for that ban. People were making all kinds of guesses, and now we're seeing a very serious claim from a former Twitch employee who is now alleging the reason he was banned back in 2020.
no wrongdoing was acknowledged. Dr. Disrespect responds to new Twitch ban allegation from the ex-employee that he was banned for trying to meet a minor at TwitchCon. Ouch. Okay, we have the setup. Let's see where it goes.
2020 on Twitch was because he was caught sexting a
Hi, Mr. Floyd. Thank you for the follow and welcome.
minor and attempting to meet up with that minor at TwitchCon. Now, this is an incredibly serious set of allegations, life ruining allegations if true, and a lot of people are digging into this. And really, right now, the biggest thing is a lot of questions that are coming out of this that need to be answered by all of the parties involved. So, before we get into the latest statements, let's remind ourselves how we got here. So,
Yeah, this is why I wanted to talk to Rev because I only very vaguely remember something like this happening with Dr. Disrespect, so I am not anywhere even close to up on his history. And hi, Floyd. Hi, Mr. Floyd. I'm good. I hope you enjoyed the YouTube videos, and I hope you enjoyed the live stream itself. Welcome.
back in summer of 2020, basically 4 years ago to right now, Dr. Disrespect was mysteriously banned on Twitch. Now, this caught a lot of people by
Yeah,
surprise because at the time, he was considered the face of Twitch. That's how popular he was. And
that part I remember. Uh, I remember that how Dr. Disrespect was like the face of Twitch. Was he the one? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm sure I may be getting this messed up. Was he the one that was like deliberately like going into women's bathrooms and just causing a shitload of trouble? And like that was his whole thing, is he was just causing a shitload of trouble everywhere he went. Am I remembering that correctly? Like that was Dr. Disrespect's thing as a Twitch streamer? Like he would just like go around fucking with people. Hey, he's in with a grain of salt. What if it was a fan? Okay, me neither. I just vaguely remember hearing about it. So I can't remember if it was Doctor Disrespect I was hearing about or some other Twitch streamer that I'm thinking of. That's why I'm not sure.
in his final broadcast before everything became official, he had this stream where he clearly was very distracted by something going on, and his mannerisms and his reactions to some things popping up on his phone during the stream made a lot of people confused and started to guess
Apparently,
as to
Mr.
what
Floyd,
was
we're gonna
going
find
on
out.
and what was the real reason behind this ban from Twitch.
Okay, who's it?
I appreciate
Okay, so that may be what I was thinking of. It was when you went the E3 thing, so it was a one-time thing, Pluto. Okay, good. That's the one thing that I knew about. I didn't know if like his thing was just being an agent of chaos, so to speak. And I am right in front of Dr. Disrespect, so let me kneel. There we go. That way you can actually see him and see his reaction.
appreciate everyone watching
Who's
today.
it in the backyard? Who is going to be
The
looking?
backyard's tough.
we'll
We
get-
don't really, like you said, we don't really know some of the.
Yeah,
We'll
we
get
don't
through
know
this
the
Champions
map
Clip.
very well.
Of
Yeah,
course,
I know it's a
chose
tough.
that because I don't know this one well.
Life's weird
Maybe,
right now.
maybe, yeah, look. Oh,
We'll-
it did.
We'll get through this, okay? And
Hey, Christopher.
Dun dun dun! You better
Um.
not taunt me. How dare you?
fuck.
You get to try.
So shortly after that stream, it would become official and Twitch would ban Dr. Disrespect from their platform, where about a year later in 2021, he announced that he was suing
Yeah, you could see right there at the end. He was something was off. Like he was upset there. And I don't think and that didn't look like he was playing it up for the cameras. Yeah, it didn't look like he was playing it up for the cameras either. That looked serious. So yeah, he was pissed. He was pissed because I think what we didn't see in that clip was I think he received some kind of a message on his phone right before that. I don't know if Red's gonna play the clip, but he gets like a message on his phone and his entire demeanor changes. From I guess what the norm is to he like starts shutting down, basically.
Twitch for the reason behind his ban, and he wanted to collect on the loss of income that resulted from the termination of his contract with Twitch, where about a year after that, in 2022, he would announce that he was moving on from the.
So, sorry, I'm in the way. I don't think I'm going to be able to stay out of the way at all. But it's a tweet from Dr. Disrespect. It says, moving on right here. Unfortunately, my giant cat ears are in the way. And the card says, I have resolved my legal dispute with Twitch. No party admits to any wrongdoing. And then his signature. So, yeah, it's an argument, Eki. But here's the thing. Even if they had someone, what? Lev, what? Oh God, what, Lev? Did you? Okay. Um, Friday. I'm not streaming on Friday. Because I don't think you're gonna be on the mornings. Usually I have some time. Like I don't think you're on as early as me. Like I usually can try and get on, like an hour or two before work. But I don't think you're up that early. I'm not streaming on Friday, so when I finish up with work on Friday, I'll be in, and yeah, I'll give it a look see, and I'll give you my opinion. Absolutely. Oh, you do it web, you know Tysel. Cool. Yeah, Matt, 100%. I'll talk to you on Friday after I finish up with work, 'cause it'll be weekend, so I'll be on all weekend, kind of like normal. Hey, cool.
This matter, and he resolved any legal dispute with Twitch, and importantly here says no party admits to any wrongdoing, and this phrase will be important for later in this video. And since then, Dr. Disrespect has been streaming on YouTube, and a lot of the questions surrounding.
And yeah, Tysel, if I'm talking to someone underage, I just tend to ignore them after that. I don't have time for that crap. That's the correct response. If you're talking to someone and it becomes revealed that they're underage, the proper response is to immediately stop. If you didn't know before, you immediately stop. I mean, that's the whole premise behind To Catch a Predator. The entire premise behind To Catch a Predator and why these guys got arrested on that show is because they thought that it was with the intention of them meeting an underage person for illicit acts. Because everyone involved was obviously adult. At no point was any underage minor involved in the show, but the PDFs thought they were informed. The PDFs were told by the plants that they were minors, so there was a reasonable assumption by them that they were speaking to minors, and thus they went to the infamous house. Chris Hansen comes out. What are you doing? And then when they leave, the sheriffs arrested them. So it is a crime. It is a crime for I think it might have been solicitation of a minor, even if said person is not a minor. But if you, as a reasonable person, believe they are a minor, yes, you can be arrested for it. And so the same principle I think would apply if it's what I think it is with Dr. Disrespect. Even if the person is not actually a minor, if they are presenting themselves as a minor, and a reasonable person would infer based on the information that they have that this person is a minor, and you solicit in some way, yes, that's a crime. That's a crime, and you can be arrested for it. And if that's what he did, he's fucked. He is absolutely fucked.
His ban on Twitch have remained somewhat silent until yesterday when this viral set of allegations came out.
Okay. Yeah, you're exactly right. Okay, so let's see. He got banned because he caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product, which still exists if I'm not mistaken. Whispers still exist. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text. No one made the wrong decision. Fuck him and his boys. Yeah. Wait, what? It was new. Okay, so the Whispers was new. And okay, so the person that Dr. Disrespect was going to be meeting up with was supposedly 18. So this minor was purporting herself to be 18. So that can get really fucking complicated. If you're gonna think rationally about it, Dr. Disrespect is what? Is he late 30s or early 40s maybe? Well, okay, if he admitted in tweets that he knew they were younger, then he's fucked. If that's the case, he is fucked. The whole thing of where someone claims to be slightly older than they are, that can get a bit murky. But realistically speaking, in a situation like that, where if there is a question, unless you can get your hands on a government-issued ID that says, yes, this person is 18 or older, these days the safest course of action is to walk the fuck away. Yeah, if he already admitted to it, he's fucked. He's truly fucked.
Out from a former Twitch employee named Cody Connors, who stated this. He got banned because got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text. Case closed, gang. No one made the wrong decision. F him and his boys. So obviously, if what is true here, if what is being alleged here is true, this is very serious, okay? Obviously, there would be a child victim out there. And also on top of that, Dr. Disrespect is a father. And for years, for 4 years, this has been going on and no one knew about it. And he was just freely walking around if these allegations are true. And a lot of people are questioning why people like Cody Connors sat on this for 4 years without reporting it to the public or to the police in this matter. And on top of that, you might have...
I can probably easily answer that. If he is a former employee of Twitch, they probably told him not to go public with it. He was probably told by his bosses, don't go public. And if he liked his job, he wasn't going to go against his bosses. Because I'm sure he was probably also under some kind of NDA. I have no doubt Cody Connors, if he was an employee of Twitch, would have been under an NDA that he could not divulge anything to the public, which could get him fired and possibly sued. So this was the part I did not know of because I did not know he actually did try to arrange a meeting. This probably comes because I don't usually follow the drama of Twitch streamers. Honestly, yeah, neither do I, Tysel. The most I follow with any Twitch streamers or YouTubers is like watching Rev or Internet Anarchist or Turkey Tom or something like that. Otherwise I don't follow it. So, but that's my guess is why Cody Connors did not disclose this to the public. Why he waited so long is very likely. Very likely, Twitch probably said no one go public with this. They probably have some kind of an NDA in their contract when they sign on to work with Twitch that they can't divulge anything. And if they did, not only would they get fired, they'd probably be sued for everything they have. So I have no doubt that is probably why Cody Connors remained silent about it for so long. He probably had no choice. Well, it was 4 years ago. When did Amazon buy Twitch? Hang on, let's find out. Because they said this was like in 4 years ago. I think they said it was in 2020 that this happened. Amazon bought Twitch in 2014. So yes, this happened well after Amazon bought Twitch. It's a fucked up situation in every way on both parties. The girl, yeah, she does hold responsibility, but at the same time, if Dr. Disrespect did know about it, he's not blameless either. So yeah, it looks like, and as far as Twitch goes, I mean, it looks like a lot of bad decisions were made from every single party involved in this entire situation. Nobody made a good call on this. Nobody. Everybody has got some cut of the blame.
Notice with this thread, there is zero evidence. Right now, there is nothing corroborating any of this. There's no screenshots, there's no legal documents, there's no police reports. It's just saying these allegations and then saying case closed, basically trust me on this. And a lot of people have issue with that, but you've also might have noticed that there is no direct mention of Dr. Disrespect in this original tweet. However, we would see Jake Lucky here confirm it, saying a former Twitch employee has come forward.
Well, okay. Tysel, with it being literally on the adult, you can't expect the kids to do what's best for them. I am going to disagree to a degree. Yes, when you're talking about a child, obviously they're still developing and they don't have shit for experience. Yes, correct in that respect. However, when we start getting into the later teen years, like 15, 16, 17, before they hit the adult phase, they are, in recent years, they are not behaving like kids. They are, I mean, for God's sake, you have kids that are engaging in adult fun time activities at the age of 12, for God's sake. So, I mean, at some point, yeah, a child is not going to make good decisions. And yeah, they don't know how bad their behavior is, but some do. Some, more than a few of these kids know what they're doing is wrong. Like that with late teenagers, they know the difference from right and wrong. They know, God knows, with the current media, it is inundated in the minds of kids how bad PDFs are and how bad things can go with a PDF. They know this. But these teenagers that say, "Oh yeah, I'm 18," or "Oh yeah, I'm 21," and they deliberately, do themselves up to try and look like it. Teenagers that do this cannot be blameless. They cannot be wholly blameless on this. If this was a situation where, if Dr. Disrespect wooed this teenager, and I'm not saying that this is what happened. I'm saying as a hypothetical. If Dr. Disrespect wooed this teenager, and this teenager sort of, quote unquote, fell under his spell, that is different. In that kind of situation, no, I wouldn't blame the teen, even if the teen said, yeah, I'm 18. In that kind of situation, I would not place blame on the teenager, because you have an adult that is basically coercing a minor. But if you have a minor who is making the first move and is purporting themselves to be of legal age and is an initiator and an instigator with something like this, that's not a situation where I think the teenager can be considered blameless, especially if they instigated it. Yes, there is a responsibility on the side of the adult to go, this feels sketchy as fuck, I'm out. I'm not even going to mess with this. Yes, there is a responsibility on the side of the adult as well. Not saying there's not. But in a situation like that, you cannot have the teen be considered blameless. Because if you do that, you are now teaching that teenager, hey, you can pull this shit and not have any consequence. And that's what leads to the insanity that we see with these TikTokers and these like YouTube pranksters and all of these, all the younger generation acting like inmates from an insane asylum, running around thinking they can do whatever they want. So there is a balancing act here, but just because a minor is involved does not automatically mean they should be blameless. Because teenagers are doing some really crazy shit now at young ages and not being punished for it. And that is what is causing things like this to happen. So, again, all hypothetical. Because I don't know what's happening with Dr. Disrespect. I don't know about everything that happened with him. I don't know if he initiated, if she initiated, what all went on. So I'm only giving hypotheticals in terms of how blame could be viewed. Yeah, well, I mean, the ones that say age is just a number, yeah, that's just typical PDF behavior. That's, yeah. Yeah, it is. You're right, Cecil. That's why I'm saying, like, there is still responsibility incumbent upon the adult to recognize the situation, say, this is a bad idea, and to back off. Yes, it is. It is.
And stated the alleged reason for Dr. Disrespect's permanent Twitch ban being for sexting a minor in the previous Twitch Whispers product, where then curiously Dr. Disrespect on his Twitch account would reply saying this, Jake, seriously, I get it, it's a hot topic, but this has been settled, no wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract.
He paid out his contract. That is interesting. I don't know how long the contract was, but they paid out his whole contract. Okay. Dan, just for you, I'm gonna read this and do this. Okay, just for you. So you could say he's been disrespectful the whole time. Extra butt push there. Yeah. Hey. So, but it is interesting that Twitch actually paid out his whole contract. So there may be more going on here, which is unsurprising. Like, there's probably a whole shitload of stuff that went on behind the scenes that we don't have a fucking clue about, in all reality.
Now, a lot of people on Twitter have been eviscerating this statement, basically saying, how hard is it to basically just say, I didn't do this, these are false allegations, and their choice of wording here saying no wrongdoing was acknowledged was a bit suspicious, but I think this is likely the result of his legal advisement. Like, this was probably what his lawyer told him to write, and they're very specific with the way they phrased this based on the...
Well, the thing is, Tysel, if Twitch paid out the whole contract, they probably drew up legal documents to settle it. So I don't think that this will result in a lawsuit. Is my guess is Twitch probably drew up legal documentation when they paid out his whole contract so that he can't sue. That would be my guess. Well, I don't, because if I'm not mistaken, like this is old school news. The Twitch ban is old school news. I think the new thing is he got banned from YouTube as well. And he's losing his contracts that he's had. That I think is the new stuff. So I'm wondering if this new stuff is coming to light and people are jumping ship. He got banned for another reason they found out a little later before he got banned? Maybe. Let's see. Like I said, we'll see what else Rev has to say, and then maybe Charlie's got something else to say.
Description of the lawsuit from back in 2021/2022. And here is a statement from an actual attorney responding to this
legal mindset,
saying, this is a legal statement clearly referring to the relationship between the contractual parties, Dr. Disrespect and Twitch, as well as perhaps the minor allegedly involved, as close to direct confirmation as we're likely going to get from Dr. Disrespect himself. And if you remember the language from that 2022 statement about the resolution of the legal dispute, the language here is similar to the response from yesterday saying no party admits to any wrongdoing. But a lot of people are looking at this situation, and in the public opinion, the court of public opinion on Twitter, he's as good as guilty to a lot of people. People saw this thread.
And that's a problem. I've said this before. That's a problem where people will just jump on a bandwagon when there's no evidence at all and just like, okay, they're done. And it has real world consequences to it. I don't know one way or the other. I have no opinion on this one way or the other because I don't know enough about it. Only what I've been hearing about it. Mostly from this. Like this, what I'm hearing from Rev is the most I've heard about this situation just now. I actually never knew why he got banned from Twitch. I knew he got banned, but I had no idea why. I never followed it. So, yeah. And Tysel? Excuse me. Exactly. Someone posts up an allegation, and the first question is cool, where's your proof? Where's the receipts? Because anybody can literally say anything on Twitter. Literally, anybody can say anything, because God knows Elon is not going to ban anybody for slander. Elon's not banning fuck all. Elon's banning fuck all right now. So anybody can literally say anything they want. So, critical thinking skills really come into play here. And that's lacking in the younger generations.
And didn't need any more evidence, and they have completely and 100% convinced themselves that he is guilty of what's being alleged here.
Correct, Snowman.
And that is a pretty concerning thing. Now, there may be a whole slew of evidence coming through very soon, but right now, this is all people are working with. Just this statement. There's no any form of evidence that is being attached to this. So a healthy amount of skepticism, I think, is fair. And on top of that, a lot of people are looking at people like Cody Connors and saying, why did you hold on to this info for 4 years? And people have come to their defense saying, well, they were probably afraid of being sued by Dr.
Possibly.
Disrespect for coming out with this in 2020.
No, I wouldn't say being sued by Dr. Disrespect. I'd say he was more likely a fear of being sued by Twitch. If he was a former Twitch employee, he was under NDA obligation, probably working for Twitch. So he was probably more scared of being sued by Twitch than he was of Dr. Disrespect. I know, Sato, I know. I asked so much. I'm sorry, I'm a greedy anime cat girl. What can I say?
Where a lot of people would counter and say, well, why are you not afraid in 2024? And also, are you more worried about your potential liability in court than the safety of children in this situation? And in addition to that, some people have been claiming that Cody Connors and other parties involved with Twitch wouldn't have been able to share this information back in 2020 because they were working under an NDA with the parties involved, which is not true, because with most NDAs, and I would believe with Twitch, for example, there is an exception for reporting crimes. You can still report crimes while working under an NDA. Signing an NDA with Twitch doesn't mean you can't report the crimes you're witnessing around you in the company, whether it's involving employees or streamers or what have you. So,
okay, counter argument though. Counter argument to this. Yes, legally speaking, you could report a crime and not violate an NDA. Technically, you can. Legally, you can. Yes. But Tycel, correct. It could still get you fired. Twitch could come up with God knows how many different reasons that are not directly associated with this occurrence to fire you. And as far as like it being within your legal rights with Twitch suing you, Twitch is an Amazon company. They have millions of dollars in their legal department alone. A lone worker from Twitch will never be able to survive in court against a multi-million-dollar company with a multi-million-dollar legal team. It's simple numbers. So, and you hear about this all the time. Oh, the law protects you. You hear this everywhere. Oh, the law will protect you from the big bad corporation if you want to stand up for what's right or if you want to report a crime. Sure, but what they're not accounting for is when said company takes you to court, even if you're on the right, you will lose everything trying to defend yourself. Yeah, exactly. And also correct, Showman. Yeah, look at Disney. It's exactly Disney, Amazon, Paramount, Adobe, any one of these corporations, they've got millions of dollars sank into their legal department. They'll tie everything up in years, bleed the other party dry with them trying to just pay for their legal fees, which is astronomical by comparison. And so yeah, that's all these corporations do is they just wait them out. And wait till the other half doesn't have any money left to pay their lawyers, and boom, the lawsuit gets dropped. That's how it worked. That's why, out of all of the lawsuits you hear in the news, there are undoubtedly thousands more you never hear about because one half is forced to drop the case because they can't afford to maintain it. Yeah. Tie up in court, paying fees, just couldn't pay it for anymore. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, and that's why the legal system that's why the civil legal system is so fucking broken. And yeah, Adobe unfortunately is not going to be able to pull that stunt because now it's the U.S. government coming for their ass. So, yeah.
they would have been able to file a police report back in 2020 when they discovered these allegations, and right now there's no proof that they did. So they've been sitting on this for 4 years, and a lot of people are questioning what that's all about. But on top of that, people just aren't comfortable right now with a he say, she say situation as this currently lies. There's no evidence right now being shared. There might be evidence out there, but right now the public hasn't seen it, they've only seen the allegations. And on top of that, the only people attempting to corroborate anything right now are some...
I'll go back since he didn't read these. So, innocent until proven guilty, an accusation this severe requires more evidence and investigation. Yes, I understand this allegation comes from a former Twitch employee, but with nothing else to go off, we're left in a he say, she say situation, and I hope it ain't true, which is fair. That is perfectly reasonable.
Allegations. And on top...
Let's see, without revealing anything else in order to protect sources, I can say that this is not the first time I have heard basically this explanation, nor is it the second or the third. I don't know Nathan Grayson, so I can't comment on that. Again, it's nebulous. You know, if Nathan is purporting to be a journalist, I have no idea if he is or not. The protecting of sources is a double-edged sword there where anybody can still say anything. And we don't know if it's true.
That the only people attempting to corroborate anything right now are some journalists like Nathan Grayson, who said this: without revealing anything else in order to protect sources, I can say that this is not the first time I've heard basically this explanation, nor is it the second or the third. And then in the replies to that, he says, a caveat: all of the sources I spoke to were secondhand. They were not in the room when it happened, nor could they provide documentation. In other words, this is not confirmation until somebody who actually pulled the trigger either comes forward or talks to a reporter. We will not necessarily have the full or true story.
There you go. Especially in a situation like this, secondhand information can very, very easily get twisted, particularly when we're talking about a company whose very foundation is effectively built on clout. Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok are basically built on clout. That is what their companies are built upon. So, twisting something around to generate hype, honestly, it wouldn't be that surprising to try and get some crazy story out on the internet and make it go viral, and all of a sudden people are interested in this service now because there's some crazy shit going on with it. That's the way of the world with these companies.
So basically, they're insinuating with their previous quote that these allegations are well known amongst some people, but then in the next reply here, they say that this is all secondhand information and there's no documentation to support anything. In addition to that, we would see another member of the industry, Slasher, say this back in 2020, shortly after Dr. Disrespect's ban on Twitch, saying, look, for several hours now, I have been told from credible sources the reason Dr. Disrespect has been banned. However, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I have refrained from going on it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently. And here we are in 2024, only hours after this initial thread was made about the reason he was banned, and Slasher says, I didn't lie. So basically, they are implying that they've known about...
He didn't lie, but he also didn't say anything. So, why did he say I didn't lie? He didn't actually say anything. He said, I've heard things from people, but I'm not going to talk about it. Why? Why are you going to suddenly post, I didn't lie when all this is coming out? You didn't have anything to say in the first place. So I don't get that. Is this guy also chasing some clout as well? I mean, that's kind of that's well, I mean, I have no idea who Slasher is, if he's a journalist or what, but this doesn't make sense unless he's trying to jump on this hype train and bring attention to himself. Which that's what it feels like. Because, I'll back it up. The previous statement, let me back it up. For several hours now, I have been told from credible sources the reason Dr. Disrespect has been banned. However, due to the importance and sensitivity, I have refrained from going on it. I don't feel comfortable with it. Fine. But why are you following up with this 3 years later? You didn't say anything that could be considered lie or true. You said you've heard things from somebody, but you're not talking about it. I don't know. Like, this is like weird stacking on top of crazy.
2024, only hours after this initial thread was made about the reason he was banned, and Slasher says, I didn't lie. So basically, they are implying that they've known about this for 4 years. They knew about these allegations, and again, they didn't act on them. There's no proof right now that Slasher or any of these people filed police reports or did anything. They've known about this for 4 years, and it's very odd to come out with a response like this, trying to basically flex on their knowledge of the situation, when clearly it seems like...
And that's what it feels like. It feels like they're trying to pull, like, not knowing everything about this, it feels like they're trying to obtain relevancy. That's what this feels like. This feels like them trying to achieve relevancy.
They didn't do anything about it until now. And overall, this entire situation is an absolute mess. And the only thing you can really do at this point is wait for more to come out about this situation. The allegations are absolutely horrible, and if they are true, obviously Dr. Disrespect deserves everything that will be coming as a result of that. But for right now, all we got is a thread with people saying, just trust me on this. So until there's more evidence that will come out, and maybe there will, maybe there won't, there's really nothing else you can say beyond this point. That's really all there is to say about this situation for the moment being. And as always, like I said, this is all allegations. These are not anything that have been proven yet. And right now, we really only know a very surface level understanding of everything going on. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free to leave your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, this just sounds... I don't know, I thought that this was something new. I thought that something new had come about, but from everything, like, I thought that, hang on. Yeah, like, I thought this was gonna be about, it's continuation of the old, but he's now losing brand partnerships. Let's see. So, going on Games Radar, or GameSpot, here, I'll pull it up. And I'm in the way. Hang on. I'll get out of the way. Yep. There we go. So let's see. So Turtle Beach said they will not be continuing their partnership with Dr. Disrespect. So Turtle Beach ended their cooperation with them. Whether or not it's because of this, who the fuck knows? San Francisco 49ers. I didn't even know the 49ers were working with Dr. Disrespect. They said that they will also not be working with Dr. Disrespect. So I thought I also heard, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Midnight Society, which is the gaming studio that he co-founded. They've cut him off. So, I mean, I find it very difficult. I find it very, very difficult to believe that just because these old allegations, because one former Twitch employee suddenly popped this posting up, all of a sudden these major companies are suddenly cutting ties with him?